Hi everyone, welcome again to another Teacher Joseph video clip. Here we are with our weekly lesson, which this week is called Guy Fawkes Night. And we're going to be going through some words and phrases. So let's begin. I remember November the 5th, 2023. I was sitting on Skype waiting for a student when one of my language exchange apps buzzed. Now, of course, buzz is that noise which our telephones make when they're on vibrate. Zzz, zzz. And if you're on a TV game show, you also have to buzz to show that you want to answer the question. So, buzzed. It had found what it described as the perfect language exchange partner, assuring me that this particular match would be the perfect one for me to practice Spanish. I glanced at it briefly and thought, yeah, when pigs fly. Now, when pigs fly is an expression we use when we hear something which isn't true. Okay, so if you told me, for example, that aliens have arrived on Earth and are now stealing TVs all across the world, I would say, yeah, when pigs fly. Of course they are, yeah. Or if you told me that you've just discovered that our royal family are actually uh, giving up all of their wealth in order to give the money to poor people, I would say, yeah, when pigs fly. It means it's likely to never happen, or it's so unbelievable, okay, when pigs fly. So we use this a lot, okay, and there's many proverbs like this. Some people might elaborate, if you're telling a story, for example, you might say that you've discovered new evidence that the government is about to give up all forms of corruption. I would say, yeah, of course. Do you see that pig flying past the window? So you can make a little story out of it. If you tell me that your grandmother uh, has invented some teleportation beam which will enable you to travel between countries at the speed of light, I might say, oh, look, there's a little pig going past the window, flying. So when pigs fly, we say this a lot. Okay, then I say here, it took an algorithm and computer program to come up with this. I thought to myself, there's no way. The profile looked fake. My cat appeared, looked at the screen, made a meow sound. That's how we write cat sounds, meow. And then he walked away. Okay. What's this? I thought. The cast of the language exchange app. So we can use this kind of way of speaking um, and apply it to anything. So I heard a loud noise. Okay, just at the moment I closed down a language learning exchange app and I thought, oh, what's this? The curse of the app? A curse is when something happens to you that looks like it has some kind of supernatural origin. Okay, let me just say that again because it might be quite difficult to understand. It's when there's a belief that there is some supernatural power which is going to bring about punishment or fear or harm to you. Okay. So I said, what's this? The curse of the language exchange app, meaning that I'm meaning that the language exchange app had some supernatural power. Okay, but it was just a joke. So you can say the cast of anything. If you're walking on the street and a can of paint falls on you, you might say, "Oh, that's because I upset that old lady last week. I'm sure she's put a curse on me," meaning I thought she was a witch or something like this. We say it a lot. It's just a little joke. Clearly, I've watched too many horror movies from the 1980s. The timing was perfect. I assume it was my neighbor until I heard it again, at which point I remembered it was November the 5th. The noise stopped us in our tracks. Right. So if something stops us in our tracks, it means that it immediately made us stop and turn around. All right. So if you're walking on the street, you hear a noise behind you, it stops you in your tracks. Okay. When you're doing something and you suddenly are distracted by a noise, a person, usually some unexpected thing, you can say, "Oh, I was stopped in my tracks," using the passive voice, or "that thing stopped me in my tracks." Okay, wonderful idiom to use. Um, yeah, I was out yesterday and I was stopped in my tracks by a noise that I had behind me. So when something happens that distracts you, you immediately stop and turn around. You've stopped in your tracks. Doesn't only apply to walking. You could be sitting at your desk studying and something stopped you in your tracks, like the librarian who tells you your book is overdue and you need to return it immediately. Yes. Okay, there we are. So that's a few things for today. I think that's probably enough to keep us going. That's quite a few things there. We've done one, two, three, four, five of them. The most common there, I think, would be when pigs fly. We use that all the time to talk about things which simply aren't true. Right, there we are. That's it from me for today. I hope you've enjoyed this, and let's talk again soon. See you. Bye bye.